Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is August 15, 2023, and today is Tuesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, Nvidia finally sparking back to life after trickling down for a couple of weeks. But first, looking at today's major economic events. So at 2:30 South African time out of Canada, we have a monthly CPI number coming out, and out of the United States, a monthly retail sales number coming out. Now, don't expect any too much surprises there. However, starting out with the Forex symbols, we're watching the Australian dollar stop on its course of selling off on its support level and bouncing, and watching the Japanese yen continue to weaken. Now, looking at the indices, the Dow Jones doesn't do much and unchanged, while the NASDAQ bounces. Now, looking at commodities, gold and oil pretty much unchanged, and looking at the stocks, it seems that the tech stocks are finally bouncing off of their sell-offs. And lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin has a slight gain. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go, starting out with the Australian USD. And you can see that it's stalling here at 64. It's a doji right now. It doesn't seem like it's doing anything right now, but you could see that on a daily chart just bouncing off of it. Now, it's still on supportish level, so it is stalling. Question is it going to hold the line? So this is going to really be something that may develop into a bounce later today. Now, looking at the Canadian dollar going into the CPI number today, it has gotten weaker versus US dollar, and it is on resistance-ish levels. So just be aware, if we're going to break above it, that'll be a 200-day moving average on a daily that we're crossing over, which is significant. So keep that in mind as this is still unfolding. Now, looking at the Japanese yen, first looking at a weekly chart, you can see that it's gotten significantly weaker to 145, or only about 6 points away from our all-time lows versus the dollar. So this is really very important as this has continued to climb and gotten weaker versus the US dollar. Now, jumping into gold, not doing much here, 1904, just trickling down. It's a hard thing to trade because day to day, I mean, like, yes, is it going down? Yes, but it's trickling. And, if you have the patience to hold on to it and just, wait it out, okay, we are getting closer to supportish area at 1900. So just be aware that this is possibly the end of the move. Now, looking at crude oil, not doing much here after that retracement. So jumping into the U.S. markets, let's jump into the Dow Jones, not doing anything, okay, just trading sideways. Now, the Dow Jones, when the NASDAQ was selling off, didn't do anything, didn't sell off. And now it's not doing anything on the upside either. So it's just not in trading right now, which happens, okay? We are in summer months. The NASDAQ, though, got a big lift yesterday from 15,000 up to 15,300-ish level as that came back to life. Now, what was it spelt by? Look at Nvidia. Nvidia went from 406 to 437 yesterday, a big move upwards, almost 50% of our retracement from our 480-ish level high that we hit. Now, that is pretty significant. Okay, we're about 3 points away from 50%, which is very significant because, when we do have these sell-offs, the bounce back is usually 50%. So keep that in mind, as this is something where possibly will be a resistance-ish level if it's still weak. I'd like to see it continue going higher, but I don't think we have that momentum happening in the economy right now. So keep that in mind. Now, like Facebook also bounced yesterday. Not a strong bounce, okay, but a bounce nonetheless. It's the first time we've had such a large green candle since we topped out at 326-ish level. So keep that in mind also. Now, jumping into another stock that's coming out with earning reports. CISCO is coming out with earning reports on its highs at $52 a share. Now, this is going to be something you'd want to watch because if it is having this massive earning release, the reason I say massive is because it's just so timely. We're past the FOMC rate decision. We're past most of the financial corporate earnings season that we've been in, and this is the latter part of it. So if there are any surprises, we do want to know, and CISCO is a big bellwether to boot, so keep that in mind. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, we perked up a couple of days, okay? But again, nothing really to write home about. We're at 29,300-ish level right now. We did bounce a little bit, but nothing to write home about, okay? Bitcoin is very difficult to trade now, so keep your eyes more in the U.S. markets because that's where the juice is. Thank you, and we'll see you here tomorrow on the Daily Review.